Only the hardened get into the garden. There's a German saying like that. What exactly is courage? Courage is being afraid and doing it anyway. Then I'm not courageous because I'm not afraid. I thought that. And as I race down the metal rail with the seat, I take a deep breath. Was it too early? I ask myself. Maybe I should have waited. Whatever. Here we are now. I'm excited and proud to be the first to sit in this seat today, as a woman in a man's world. It's 1984. Welcome to Be Is Enough. And back to the story. I'm not afraid of being trapped down. The impact still shakes me to the last bone, but I sit completely still. I'm wearing a seatbelt. It's good that I already have a large portion of air in my lungs. The seat continues to fall and tilts forwards. The helmet, which is too big, wobbles on my head. Now I know why they call this device the pilot washing machine. I'm not afraid of water. As a North Sea and captain's child, I made my seahorse when I was 3.5 years old. The journey into the depths seems endless. I'm still hanging in the harness, but now upside down. The air bubbles rush up in front of my face. I know now which way is up. There was a saying in my family, where I am is up. When I'm down, then down is up. The diver appears in view and watches me. Enough time. I feel around my stomach with my fingers. It must be somewhere. And then I feel the metal connection that holds the different strands of the strap together. I push hard and twist and nothing happens. I'm not afraid that it won't open. The diver twitches. I push again, this time with both hands, and the metal pieces pop out of their holders. It would be nice to breathe now, but it's not possible. I watch the diver and he watches me. I'm not afraid of drowning. As I nod, he takes a deep breath. Good for him. You don't want to see an 18-year-old civilian like me who is unofficially taking part in sea training for pilots injured. I understand him really well. I stretch my arms above my head and grasp the metal. Just get out of the thing, and then go up. In the movie, one of the participants almost dies. Funny that this comes to my mind right now. I'm not afraid. I'm proud because I just had to know. When I saw the movie Officer and Gentleman last week, I was particularly interested in one thing. What it's like to drive the Dilberdunker. That's the name of the thing I'm currently sitting in. The metal simulation of a pilot's crash. And while there are 40 pilots out there hoping that they won't panic, all I'm worried right now is that the diver keeps his nerves and doesn't get the idea that I needed to be rescued. That would be a disaster. And now, I would really like to breathe. I'm not afraid of not getting out of here. I pull myself up, using the bars attached to the side of the exit. The pilot suit and shoes are too big and annoying. I wish I could rise faster. Everyone knows the feeling when you're out of air, but there's still a lot of distance to cover. In my case, that means The air is still at least 16 feet away. A note to the diver would be enough. I'm not afraid of not making it. And then I'm through the exit and push myself off. With powerful swimming movements, I rush towards the surface for endless moments. Like in a dream, where everything is normal, only I can move more slowly. I'm not afraid. The diver swims elegantly past me and announces my results with a thumbs up, the sign that I had now passed the test. This would allow me to work as a pilot, but the world isn't there yet. The next moment, none of that matters anymore, because I break through the surface of the water and breathe in fresh air. Only that counts. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I am so happy, and I'm beaming throughout the hall. The pilot's 40 pairs of eyes stare at me. Each one of them fears being the next. They are afraid. This is how the story really happened back then, and I can see now how much I felt the need to survive, to be powerful and powerful on an equal level with others, even or especially with men. I think it is expressed very well in this story. But what exactly is it that makes us compete in this way? For me, there was clearly a need to avoid this core that we carry within us, at least that I carry within me. This core that is very vulnerable, that doesn't want to be touched at all, which simply has the need to be loved innocently and unconditionally, to protect this core because it was hurt in the childhood, in the moments where we not loved unconditionally. And so we create a hard shell for ourselves, and this shell then ensures that we are no longer able to feel our own vulnerability. Today, I can see how much this assessment prevented me from even feeling anything. When we are vulnerable, we open ourselves up to emotions. We are able to perceive our counterpart and feel their pain. But when we feel their pain, we have to deal with the fact that this pain is also within us, because we can only feel and see what is within us. And we are incredibly afraid of that. This is how I came up with the idea that feeling and vulnerability is weakness. And that was my mistake, because feeling and vulnerability is actually a great strength. If I can walk through the world with this knowing today, I can perceive the world and all that's in it. I can open myself up to the other person, to their pain. I can have compassion. And if I can have compassion for the other person, I can also have compassion for myself. Then I can feel what needs to be felt and all that's underneath it. Because there's something else underneath, something that carries you, has your back, and holds you. You can never experience it if you don't dare to be vulnerable. Because in this moment, vulnerability becomes the birthplace of creativity, as Brené Brown so beautifully said. Only then life can unfold. And that's actually what we all want, right? We all want our lives to unfold to the fullest, so that we can be what we set out to be in this world. Thank you for being you. And thank you for listening. And there's one thing I want to add, and that's you are enough.